Stitch is an organization I met while I was working with PCUN, and I was invited to be on the board. I think they're actually trying to diversify. So, but I accepted because the woman that had invited me, she's the executive director of Student Actions for Farmworkers, which is a great resource also for students. It's based in North Carolina, but they have a lending library that's pretty extensive and really generous. And so, and what they do is they work with children of farm workers, supporting them with paid internships, and connecting them back to their roots, finding meaningful ways for them to get involved in their communities, and so it's a great organization. So I thought, okay, she's inviting me, and like I said, one of my big passions is women leadership, and so this organization is all women. They're organizers, they're executive directors of nonprofits, they're student, folks from the USAS, United Students Against Sweatshops, and so I thought it would be a good opportunity, and it is. So what the actual organization is about is it had been a volunteer-based organization, and since I've been on their board, we hired the first staff, full paid staff. Now they have like 2.5 to 3/4 staff. One based in Guatemala, and one based in Washington, and two based in Washington D.C. Well, actually, I guess, and there's another part-time in Guatemala also. So, and this organization came out of U.S. LEAP, which I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's basically it was focused on Central America at that time to support maquila organizing. And one element that was missing was, this is the first time a lot of the Central American unions, basically their labor, the equivalent to labor councils, were organizing sectors that were primarily women. And so there was a lot of things missing in terms of really supporting women development and leadership, and then supporting a campaign through that process, and facilitating trainings. And so Stitch grew out of basically a group of labor organizers, and maybe mostly women, that had gone down as a delegation to support an organizing campaign at that time, and came out basically developing this relationship with the women organizing in Central America. I think it was in El Salvador, but we basically have a connection with folks in El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, primarily those three, and somewhat with El Salvador. And so from that, basically became this really specific organization that did two things. One, it provided 2 language delegations every year, where it brings women from here down to Guatemala for 10 days to have immersion in Spanish language, but also in the afternoons and on the weekends meet women that are organizing in the maquilas and the banana sector, hear more about the economics and the politics that are going on, talking to professors to get a better sense of what's going on. And the other thing was providing training. So whether it was bringing women or folks from here down to facilitate trainings, is kind of how it first started. But then as we've grown, Stitch is committed to popular education, to a type of leadership that involves more consensus and participatory decision making. And so as we've progressed, it became more that Stitch is providing a vehicle for women to start self-training. So bringing the banana unionists who have a long history of being organized, bringing some of those women to come and meet with women that are new organizing in the maquilas, and so doing cross-training, learning about how to do house visits, how to form your union. And so it became much more that.